The coast is clear. What it's like working at KFC. If you like KFC, you might not want to watch this video. Before we start the story, guys, hit that subscribe button with the notification bell on, smash the like button, go follow me on Instagram at Duckiesmh, and leave me a comment after watching the whole video if you actually like KFC. Let's get on with the story. Okay, so if I'm honest, this is more like a horror story. And many of you probably already know, I've said this in many videos. I dislike KFC, and the reason why I dislike KFC is because of this story. And for you that don't know, and I've never said this before, I used to work at KFC. So there is honestly so many stories I have from working at KFC. I worked there for about a year before I started YouTube and everything. And honestly, there's a reason why I hate KFC. You'll find out at the very end of the video and throughout this whole story. So I'm 18 years old, I'm fresh out of school, and I need a job. I need to make money because I don't want to go to university. That's not my thing. But I also don't want to work in Tesco's and stack shelves or anything. Everyone used to go to McDonald's. That is like the main thing everyone does after school or in school. So I wanted to do something different that was on the same lines of that. KFC. And I'm not gonna lie, before working at KFC, and the whole of my from 1-year-old to 18-year-old, KFC was genuinely my favorite. And I know that is gonna just blow some of your guys' mind because I have said this so many times, I hate KFC. But it was my favorite fast food. KFC was dope. And thinking about KFC right now, it's tasty. When you think about it without this story happening to me, it's so good. You got the crunchy skin on the drumsticks. It's just pure chicken. It's dope, okay? Their crush'ems are amazing. That's one thing that will never change. Their milkshake crush'em things are just wow. They're next level, especially the Oreo one. If you've ever been, get the Oreo one. It's dope. Okay though, enough jibber jabber, let's actually get on with the story, and this one might be a bit short, but you'll see. Okay, so working in KFC, I was there for around about a year at this point of time. I was having a good time, really had some good friends there, made some good friends, met some really cool people working on the tills, and then I would do stuff in the back. There was so much, I would do so much at KFC, it was crazy. Honestly, with the time I'd been there and the amount of commitment and dedication I put into this job, I was probably up for general manager of this KFC shop. And this KFC shop was 5 minutes drive away from me. So I had to get a lift every single morning. Luckily, my parents support me in everything I do, so they help me out. And eventually, I actually had a friend that worked at KFC with me who would come and pick me up, and it was dope. But yeah, the main thing I want to get across is working at KFC at the start was insane. I loved it. And I would see, some dodgy things that would sort of turn me off of KFC a little bit. Like, for example, someone orders chips and they'll get... Some of the chips will be burnt, for example, that sort of thing. This one time, someone ordered, chicken drumsticks and they got the normal chicken, that sort of thing. Nothing that turns you off massively, just oh, okay, that probably happens everywhere, right? Oh, this one time, the shop that I worked at got sued because a person got salmonella. If you don't know what salmonella. Yeah, I can't say the word, but basically it's the thing that you get when you eat raw chicken or real meat. It kind of messes you up. Which was the worst thing that I'd heard, but that was one out of 100,000 customers. Obviously that was a bit over exaggerated, but a lot of customers. It was crazy. And then I'd make friends with the regulars, the trucker that would come in every single week and ask for the same 9 chicken piece bucket. And the old lady with her 2 kids that would come in after football training every single weekend after they had a game. Those sorts of people you would just sort of get to know, be friends with. You'd learn their orders. They do say if you go to the same place over and over again, then they're going to remember you. And then you can just go up to them and be like, yo,
I'll have the usual.
And eventually the person working on the till will know exactly what you're on about. So now onto the bad stuff. I feel like I had to start with that, so if KFC ever see this video, they don't sue me or anything. So here we go. This is the part that I honestly just, boom. I can't eat KFC anymore. I can't even go into a KFC shop anymore. Completely destroyed the fast food for me. And like I said, I have many stories like this, but this is just the worst one. So here goes. So KFC is obviously known for the chicken. The chicken's awesome. I'm not gonna lie, the chicken's good. And everyone loves the chicken. That's basically why you go to KFC. That's the only thing they sell, isn't it? Maybe they do burgers now. You would go into KFC and you would order a different types of chicken or a chicken box or something like that. There's so many different things. And that is their signature thing. The thing is literally called Kentucky Fried Chicken. Colonel Sanders says it himself. So one day I'm working in the back, which means where you make the food, basically. You obviously have like the huge, you know when you can see him, I can't remember if you can see him in KFC, but you know when you can see the people making the food in McDonald's in the back with the huge ovens and stuff? That was me. I was doing that. And I was in charge of cooking up the chicken. And then in my KFC shop, there was also, you know, there's the front bit where everyone can see into, I can't remember, with the ovens and everything. And then you have like the back area. And in the back area is like the storage of the meat, all the different things. The fridges, for example, everything is in the back that you need to get to continue working there and have a day that doesn't consist of, you know, that front part of ovens and that amount of chicken. So everything is stored in the back. So when you run out of chicken or whatever someone wants, you go into the back storage room, you get what you need, and you start doing the cooking. I'm just trying to explain to you guys like the layout of KFC and how everything works so you guys understand just how bad this story really is. So one day, someone comes into the store and they asked for a 9-piece chicken bucket. And at this time, I was on the ovens. I was the only one there in the oven part because there was like 2 people inside the shop. And it was like 4 a.m. in the morning. So to be honest, 4 a.m. isn't really chicken time. That's more like, you know, when you go on holiday and then you're coming back and you need something to eat on the way home instead of cooking dinner or something. That is what time you have KFC. So anyway, I'm in the back. Like I said, it's literally like 3 of us inside the shop working because there's no one needed. All the employees have a name for this. We called it the dead shift. So there is 7 bits of chicken in the oven. So obviously I need 2 more. So what do I need to do? I need to head on to the back room to find and get some more chicken. Put in on the oven to fulfill the order of 9 chicken bucket piece. I said that so wrong. 9 chicken piece bucket, that is how you say it. So I go in the back, I am looking around, I put the light on, and I'm looking for the chicken. All seems super normal, but then, and this part actually scared me ridiculously, I feel something go past my foot and go on my foot. So I do the natural thing of scream and run out of this room, and the people inside the shop, the like 2 customers, hear me scream and run into the main part, like the oven part again. And then obviously because I was sort of like I was experienced, but there still had to be a manager inside the shop. He is like,
"What are you doing, Jackson?"
And I simply said to him, "I think you need to go to the back to look for the chicken." Obviously, I didn't want to say, there's something in the back, because then the customers are going to be like,
hold on, what's going on here then?
Obviously, I left the light on, but I did close the door. I didn't want what was in there to get into the shop. So he goes in, opens the door, and he starts looking for the chicken. And he's looking around like, what's going on? What are you on about? He's looking around. He can't see anything. And I'm thinking, yo, there's no way that I've just completely lost my mind and felt something on my foot. So anyway, he grabs the chicken box. He grabs the chicken, gives it to me, tells me to go put it on the oven, and he stays inside the room. So I take the chicken, go put it on the oven. I do exactly what he says. He stays inside the room, and then I hear him scream. So now I know it's not just me, because now the manager is screaming, and again, everyone inside, the customers inside the shop heard him scream. So they're freaking out, like, what is going on here? I had the job of keeping everyone calm, whilst the manager just ran out of the manager ran out of the storage room screaming, and then 3 of us went in there, and this was a really dumb idea. I don't know why we did it. We go in there. We see exactly, it runs past all of our feet. We see exactly what it is. It's I don't even want to say it. I hate it. I honestly hate thinking about this story because the amount of times I've eaten from KFC just makes me feel sick at this point. It's a rat. Yes, a disgusting, vile rat. We all see it, it runs past us and goes behind all the fridges and stuff, and wow, we were freaking out. So obviously the manager has to call the, animal exterminator people. They come, like the next day, we had to close down the shop completely. No one was allowed in for 24 hours. And he tells us he had it, and the exterminator tells the manager that I was friends with, so he told me anyway, that there was like a family of rats. There was urine in all of the corners of this storage room. It was horrible. And the whole KFC shop ended up actually closing for like a week whilst they just kind of cleaned everything, got new chicken, got new stock, just completely disintegrated that whole room, literally. I'm not lying. They got new fridges, they got everything. And obviously I went back to work there. I still needed money. There was another story that made me quit, and I can definitely tell you guys that story. I don't know, leave me a comment like KFC part 2 and I'll make a part 2 for you guys, and then I'll tell you why I quit KFC, because the second story is way worse. I just don't want to, guys, I don't want to put you off too much of KFC. This shouldn't be too bad. So yeah, that whole room was just destroyed. They got everything new and we went back to work a week later. But yeah, that's the story. I hope you did enjoy. Leave me a comment. Should I have quit? Should I have quit, honestly? Just leave a comment that says quit or no quit. Thank you everyone for watching the story. I hope you did enjoy. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another banger. KFC part 2 if you want it. Peace out.